first swell of winter. It's picking up right now. But you can fully see the difference in energy in the water right now. We're on. It's just gonna get bigger all day. But there's a catch to this. It looks like the winds could go from being like normal trades to lightly onshore, which isn't that bad. It's honestly really good for trying errors. My nose is all stuffed. My allergies, really bad allergies. I forgot what I was saying.
The wind.
Oh yeah. So the wind is the wind. And wherever it blows, I go. The wind's gonna switch from normal trades today to possibly a little onshore, which isn't bad because it makes it really good for trying errors. So I'm pretty excited. But yeah, this is our first swell of winter. And I have my entire winter surfboard quiver ready to go. I'll show you guys that later today after my first session over here at Rocky Point.
Okay, well, right on. Thank you for this board.
Yeah.
Usually ride epoxy.
So good.
Lately, that's all I don't even have a normal.
Oh, this feels
Poly.
good. I love the breadstick, huh?
Yeah.
Nice.
You're gonna scare them. You're getting old.
Okay.
Yeah. Advancements. Okay, I'll see you guys out there.
Alright, see ya. Thanks for the leash.
Yeah, of
I'll
course.
bring it back.
Alright, so I got this other board from Paizel. It should be identical to the other blue board I just set up and surfed town with. 28 liter, 510. And I'm gonna go try it out at Rocky Point, and I set it up. The pad, the stickers on, and then I'm gonna put the fins and everything in it. And yeah, the waves look super fun. So I'm gonna take this new, fresh epoxy out to Rocky Point. It's kind of going off. And yeah, I think it's gonna work really, really well. Feels good, feels amazing. Okay, so, a bit of a question that pops up sometimes. Oh, John would be a great person to answer this. What's the difference between poly surfboards and epoxy surfboards? John, you want to answer a question? Difference between poly surfboards and epoxy? Just tell them the difference. I know, but you should tell them. I know what's the difference. I was wondering if you wanted to answer it.
Epoxy's really not epoxy. They're epoxy is the resin, but everyone calls them epoxies. But basically, it's EPS foam, which is styrofoam. The foam itself is a lot lighter, and then epoxy is the resin you have to put on styrofoam blanks. If you put a normal PU resin, like polyester resin, on a styrofoam blank, it just dissolves it. It'll just turn to nothing. Polyester resin and polyurethane blanks, PU polyurethane blanks. Those are like standard boards, what we've all been making for a long time. And then epoxy is just a lighter blank and a stronger but much more expensive resin too. So you have a weird combination of like a weaker blank actually, but it's lighter, but then a stronger resin, or you have more of a balance like stronger blank and semi-strong resin. The other boards that has to be a little bit heavier, but they're also like a really light epoxy will break, like you know, just as much as any other board. People think like, oh, it's epoxy, so it's super strong, but it's like you can make an epoxy the same weight as like a normal PU board, and it'll be a lot stronger. Yeah. But like the boards that you get are a lot lighter, so they're not stronger than a normal weight PU.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
Cool.
Does that explain it all?
Thanks for the info.
Did I just kind of go down a weird little rabbit hole?
No, that was perfect. I've been digging the epoxies actually.
Yeah.
I don't even have a poly normal board right now.
The thing is that they're a little bit more complicated to build. They take more time. Epoxy boards take longer to build because the resin goes off slower, and it's more expensive. The resin costs like triple the amount of a normal
I didn't know
in
that.
resin. Like, it's crazy. So the glass is the same, but the resin's a lot more, and then blanks are similar pricing. So you end up paying a little bit more, and the resin itself is actually harder to work with. So like our glassers actually charge, the labor cost is actually higher too. So they don't just go like, oh, it's a glass job, it's all the same. They're charging me more to glass a board made out of epoxy resin because it takes them more time and more labor to do it.
I actually didn't know all
That's where
that.
the difference in pricing comes.
See, that's why we wanted you to explain it.
Okay, good job.
Good thing I didn't explain that. I didn't know you couldn't put normal resin on epoxies.
Well, totally. No, yeah, that
It'll
if
melt?
you put, like, if you had a ding even and you try to fix it with regular resin, it goes in there, it'll just start, it'll drill a hole right through it.
No way.
It turns to like mushy foam.
Sick. Let's go, sir.
I'm gonna do a little work and wait it out.
You let your dog poop in my yard every day. I watch it and I yell at her. I'm like, Lulu, Lulu, go home. I will. I probably have a video. Tysel's dog shits in my driveway every day. Rising swell, looks fun, kind of windy, but I'm gonna go do an air. Good first session to our first decent sized swell here on North Shore. I think those fins I put in my new board, I really didn't like them. They were way too stiff, but I will say they are extremely fast. Like, my board was moving so quickly. I think I just was using them in the wrong surfboard. But then I went and grabbed this other board that had these prototype fins in them, and it worked way better. But I only got like a few fun little waves out there, and I'm just gonna wait till it gets bigger and see what the swell does from here on out. But it's pretty crazy. If you look down the beach, like those houses right there by Pupukea and Eukai are like about to fall in, and then pipe off the wall and rock piles all over there is this massive beach, and this swell is angled the exact wrong way we need it to be to move that sand out of the way, because we have a north swell which is pushing more sand away from here where these houses need it and pushing it all onto pipe, off the wall, rock pile. So what we really need is a massive west swell that comes from this way to push all that sand back here and make those 6 sandbars at Eukai and Pupukea and expose the reef at pipe and off the wall. So hopefully the next swell is a massive west swell. But we'll be back down here in a little bit to go rip. Hopefully I have a better session. I'm gonna use this board for sure. Or I might try that other board with these fins. So we'll see. Rocky Point it is. Going out. It looks uncrowded. There's 4 guys sitting out there at the peak right now, which is pretty unheard of, even on Rocky Point's worst day. And it's like full on 6 feet right now. 5 to 6 foot Rocky Point, 4 guys out. Dead winds at the moment, and it's insane. First swell of the season. First winter swell of the season. I can't think of anything better than being here at home with pumping waves all day surfing. We are lucky, very lucky, that I get to call this a job. Thanks to you guys. So like this video, subscribe to my channel, and I appreciate your support. And I'm going out to go surf, even though I feel a little tired. I'm burnt from that first session. Insane session. That was so fun. It's rare you get to see Rocky Rights do that. Like full on point break from there all the way at the peak to gas chambers. Insane, it was so much fun. So exhausted. The left had crazy air sections, but I couldn't sit over there in the current because I got so tired. I wanted to come in and take this wetsuit off. It's too hot out there. It's like summertime warm out there. Oh, you like to take current. Yeah, nice. What a great day. What a great start to the first swell of winter. Tomorrow's gonna be good. Try to surf somewhere else unless out here is just doing this again. We're on. This board feels so good. 28 liter. I'm so happy I moved up my board size. It's insane. I'll see you guys tomorrow. Thank you for watching. Aloha. Holy shit, Poops is crowded. Look at that. Why I started riding bigger surfboards.